Hello Matt, it is Thursday the whatever day it is in February. So I heard back from Norwich on Monday and unfortunately I didn't get in. Yeah, I don't know. I think I said in my vlog that I was a bit unsure during the interview and the portfolio I brought in wasn't the best I could have done. But I'm taking this all in my stride, you know, I'm not letting this drag me down. I'm going to Bournemouth and I'm editing a showreel right now. 2 weeks to my interview, I'm editing a showreel right now. Probably could take about 3 days, but no, I'm editing it right now, 2 weeks in advance, so I can actually do well at Bournemouth. So yeah, Norwich ultimately didn't work out, but then again, the drive was pretty far, and the university itself wasn't the best. So yeah, Bournemouth it is. Right, so Matt, your punishment, well, your first punishment, I believe you did it. You didn't really show much proof you're doing it, and I mean, it's a pretty tough punishment for you to, you know, capture on video, so, you know what, you did it. Fine, fair enough. And yeah, your other punishment you wanted me to answer, what I wanted to do on it. I did know 50 Shades Darker was in the cinema, and I don't really expect you to get it online. But now think about it, to be honest, getting it from going to the cinema to see it probably isn't a good idea, because just the embarrassment of being in there. So instead, I'm going to change it to 50 Shades of Grey, the first one. You can find it online or on DVD, and yeah, you need to watch all of it, online or on DVD. Watch all of it, and make a review of it, and every time you say a bad thing about the movie, you get bean boozled. And no, man, it has to be a review like I do, where you mention everything. It can't be just, hey John, here's my punishment. Bean boozled. 50 Shades of Grey. It's bad. There, one bad thing I said. And that was freaking horrible. Now, it has to be in the depth that I would go into with movies, like talk about the story, talk about the characters, talk about pacing, enjoyability, events of the story, and spoil it. As much as you want, you can spoil it. I do not care. I'm not going to see 50 Shades of Grey in my entire life, or 50 Shades Darker, or 50 Shades Freed. Please tell me they don't make that movie. Right, Matt, completely rubbish segue into a question, but I don't really have a themed question for this week, because that's what I usually have. I usually have a themed question. So yeah, I've just thought of a random one. Of course, as it's half term, I've been playing my fair share of Battlefront on Xbox, but I've been thinking, oh no, it's like, okay, fair enough, but I'm thinking, in half terms in secondary school, I always used to be playing FIFA. FIFA was what I used to play on Xbox most of the time. Maybe I had like a couple of, about a half a year of Skyrim, but that's about all maybe a bit of Minecraft, but that's all I ever played on 360. But I didn't buy FIFA 17. And I'm probably not going to, because I didn't really play FIFA 16 that much online. I didn't enjoy it, and I like Star Wars Battlefront a lot more. And obviously Skyrim Remastered and Minecraft Xbox One Edition. I like them all a lot more than FIFA 17 would ever be. So yeah, my question is, do you have FIFA 17? And do you enjoy it? I'm pretty sure you'll say it's better than FIFA 16, but I'm just saying, do you have it and do you enjoy it? Random question, I know, but I gotta do what I gotta do. Anyway, movie review. So yeah, as you recall, a few months ago I reviewed two of the Monty Python movies, with the intentional exclusion of Life of Brian, because it had been a few years since I last saw that movie, until a couple of months ago when I saw it on YouTube, and I was like, oh, alright, I'll watch it. So Life of Brian is going to be the review. I remember really liking it at first, but it's pretty much, obviously all got the entire Monty Python cast, and like Holy Grail, it is full of potential sketches they could have done, just mingled and mangled to create a flowing story, which is there's this guy called Brian in a time of Jesus who has a life that follows Jesus pretty closely, but you can tell he doesn't know what he's fighting for. Unlike Jesus, he doesn't know what he's fighting for. He joins the Jewish resistance against the Romans and just makes the Romans' lives hell, but he doesn't really know what he's doing. And he thinks he's special, but he's not. And it's really just a load of escapades from Brian and the Jews against the Romans, and having so many jokes that would fit in a time of Jesus. So again, the story, like the other two Monty Python movies, does feel really disjointed, but they do tie it together with the commentary. Now, they may sound a bit weird, and you may not think that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they would be very good at commentary. I mean, every single one of the, or most of the people in Monty Python are either Oxford or Cambridge graduates, which is like, you can't get much more educated than that. But you wouldn't think that a comedy troupe would be that good at commentary, especially in a time of this. But they provide some of the best commentary of that sort of time period, and in real life about fighting for a cause, and about, are any of us really that special? In my opinion, the commentary about this movie is the best thing. They touch on so many things, and people who say it's boring, I can kind of respect that, because the movie it doesn't have as many laughs as the other two, but the commentary that it has and the pace that it goes with the commentary, it is really good, because it does touch on a few really good matters, and yeah, it does have a lot of funny stuff. I mean, just because it's not as funny doesn't mean it isn't still really funny. I mean, the Roman emperor who has a lisp, and the Brian's mother, and all these memorable characters and memorable scenes, and it's like what else they do, but this one, they actually have got a real purpose for existing. Now, I'd say the comedy in Holy Grail is the best out of all the movies, but the reason why I like Life of Brian more than Holy Grail, just a little bit, not that much, just a little bit. The commentary is pretty much like the comedy, like in terms of how good it makes them, but the thing about Life of Brian that makes it better than Holy Grail is its ending. Now, you all know Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. That song is timeless. It's played at the end of this movie, and like, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they have that kind of thing at the end of the movie. But unlike Holy Grail, which ends really abruptly, this movie gives a lot of time at the ending, and it does put Brian's life into perspective and how many people have unintentionally followed him throughout the entire duration of the movie. And the ending song is pretty damn good. And the song, it does feed into what's going on, and it's just a really good, happy ending for a really sad, depressing moment in the movie. But yeah, it is what makes it go above Holy Grail, the ending. Holy Grail ending does annoy me. This movie's ending is perfect for the, obviously, context of the movie. Now, the only other thing I'd say about it as a bit of a complaint is it's not as memorable as Holy Grail. Because, like I said, I can't really name a lot of the characters off by heart, unlike Holy Grail. And, like I said, again, the comedy isn't as focused on, but the scenes where it is are great. The scenes of commentary are great, the ending's great, and there's a really good love story and some really good other characters and groups in the movie and empires and that, and it's really tough to explain. Life Brian, it's like all of Monty Python stuff, it's really hard to explain why it's so good, but it just is, and I think that's why it deserves its all spectacular rating. So I probably did feel a little bit disjointed, but that's pretty much the style that you're gonna have to go for with the 50 Shades of Grey review, because but just say a lot of bad stuff. Yeah, so Matt, thanks for watching the vlog, and I'll see you hiccups on Saturday.